All right, welcome everybody. My name is Shanila, and I'm the founder of Integrative Wellness Leaders, which is a small collective of healers and health and wellness leaders based in emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual health. And we are so excited to partner up with WellSaid, which is one of the first platforms that helps you book practitioners from all domains of wellness for very specific needs that you have. So if you're looking for a nutritionist for yourself and you're in your 40s and you're postpartum, you can find somebody who really caters to that need that you have. So it's a new platform that's coming up. And I'm also the founder of Always Play Studios, which is a wellness studio based in Los Angeles. I do breathwork, sound baths, energy healing, and mentorship for anybody who's trying to come into the wellness scene but needed a little extra guidance and push. And we're so thankful for WellSaid to give us this platform. They reached out and asked to partner with different wellness leaders. So why not include people in our community and ask all these amazing integrative health leaders to come up, especially during this time. And actually the series was just going to be an IG series where we were going to just come on Instagram and do a live situation, but because people are showing up, asking for the community, and it's giving us a little bit of connection time, it's an awesome thing that we're just going to keep it going as long as you guys keep showing up and we have presenters to help us keep it going. And so today we have Tanai and Wes Holder from the Salt Lounge, which is a wellness space based in Long Beach. And I've been there. I've done a workshop there with you guys. Thank you for having me back a couple months ago.
You got to come back.
Gotta come back. They have salt. They have baths, salt items. They have blessings, Reiki healing. They have an academy called Soul Work Academy where they do integrative wellness healing training. So you could do workshops, manifestation workshops, full moon workshops, all that good stuff. And today they're going to be here talking to us about wellness from the inside out. And so I'm going to get off video and I'm going to mute myself. You guys do your thing, and I'll be here in the chat if anybody needs me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So yes, as Shanila just said, my name is Tanai Holder. I am an intuitive healer, a spiritual teacher, and a wellness entrepreneur. We do own the Salt Lounge, which is a great community space here in Long Beach. I feel like my personal job and purpose is to assist in the empowerment of the collective so that they know how powerful they are, that they take that power and they create beautiful, inspiring, wonderful things for the rest of humanity. And it's a lot of fun. I love what I do. I'm here all the time doing it, both of us, now 3 of us, and we're happy to be here today.
And how's it going, everybody? I'm the guy who's married to this lovely lady right here. My name is Wes Holder, also one of the owners of the Salt Lounge here in Long Beach. I'm a Reiki master, an Akashic records reader, a wellness coach, and my goal really is to incorporate the mind, body, and spirit in everything that we do. I like to make spirituality fun, digestible, understandable. So oftentimes when I'm doing a reading for one of our clients, we laugh a little bit. Sometimes there's some tears that shed, but at the end of the day, we try to create a space where not only do you heal mentally, spiritually, but energetically as well. And so our goal is really just to make long-term benefits. And so we always try to strive towards that with every session that we do, every workshop that we teach, and that's our mission.
Yes, so we are here today to discuss energetic boundaries and raising your vibration. We're all in the same boat. We're all at home. Most of us, there's a lot of us out there working really hard. And with so much information being spread around and so much just like fear and anxiety in the air, we want to talk about protecting your energy and being able to raise that vibration to create something beautiful. Because as crazy as it seems right now and all the chaos that's going on, this is actually a beautiful time of ascension and a time where we have the opportunity to be creative, step into our gifts, feel empowered, and birth something beautiful after this time. So because we have all that beautiful creative energy flowing, we want to protect it. We don't want to just give it out or let it be diminished and feel lower vibrated in our home. That's the last place we want to feel not like ourselves. We want to feel our highest vibration in ourselves and feel creative. So we have some tips for you today on how to protect your energy, and then we'll talk about how you can raise it yourself.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you guys, we're never going to get this period again. I mean, this is going to be a time in history where you're going to be telling your grandkids about 2020, and you could either talk about how beautiful this period was when you got to use it to your advantage, or you could talk about how terrible it was. And so our goal today is after we provide you with these tips and exercises and strategies, you could really turn this into not only a nice time, but just the most beautiful time possible. One of the things that, hey, what's up? One of the things that I like most is, even when you look at history, Shakespeare, he actually wrote King Lear during the quarantine, during his time period. Isaac Newton, he was able to find the laws of gravity when the bubonic plague was out. So there was a quarantine during his period. And so there was so many beautiful things created during this time. And so it's just all about whether you're looking at the glass as half empty or half full.
Right. So in order to protect that beautiful energy, the first thing we want to start with is setting boundaries. Not only just physical boundaries, which we're practicing right now with social distancing, where it's communicating through the computer, through our cell phones, which is great, but also energetic boundaries. And those start with our friends and family. So a lot of conversations are going on. Everybody has updates 24/7, and that can have an impact on you, an impact on your emotions. I know when this all first started, I kept my grounds, but as all this information came up, I felt anxiety building up, and I'm like, why is this happening? And I realized that it wasn't my own energy. If you're somebody who feels others' energies, you're empathic, you may be absorbing the energy of your family and friends and what they're feeling right now. So it's important to really set boundaries and say how you feel during this time and communicate, hey, maybe this isn't good for me. Maybe I don't want to hear anything. I had to tell some friends and family members, I see enough on the news. I don't need any more conversation about what's going on. And that was beneficial to me. Also setting deadlines of when you will communicate about this. So maybe if you know that you are somebody who is affected by hearing the news constantly, hearing updates, you kind of set business hours for yourself to indulge in these conversations. So maybe you know that right before bed, you don't want to have these conversations. And that's a good idea, because that information that you take in right before bed is absorbed into your subconscious. So you might not want to have those wild conversations before. It can lead to crazy dreams, having your energy a little thick before bed, and you don't want that. Or maybe you don't want to have those conversations or check your phone right at the beginning of your day when you wake up. You want to slow it down. You want to ease into your day. Maybe if you're into meditation, take some time to wake up, meditate, ground yourself, and then maybe get into the happenings and the discussions that are going on.
But the reason behind that, the reason why it's so important is because when you just look at the energy of fear, right? Because we're here to talk about raising our vibration, but also let's touch on fear. The powerful thing about fear is when you really break down the word, right? F-E-A-R, it's false evidence appearing real. So there's so many people out here that's just saying false evidence repeatedly. And what is that doing? That's creating that energy of fear. And so the easiest way to really transmute that energy is by taking these boundary steps up a notch. This is a time where you really want to practice boundaries, because your energy is everything right now, and protecting that should be your number one priority.
Right, and fear is one of the lowest vibrations and directly affects your root chakra, which is all about stability, which is all about finances, which is all about family, all that energy grounding, all that energy you need right now to lift you up. You don't want it to be affected by what's going on in the air.
And what's interesting about it, touching on the root chakra, we just taught a workshop the other night, and one of the things I told the class was, you can see how the entire planet's root chakra is being affected right now by what's going on, simply by the shortage of toilet paper, right? I mean, our root chakra is directed to, is in relation to bowel movements. You know, it's located at the base of our spine, but there's no toilet paper anywhere. So that should show you that the collective right now is in a real serious root chakra survival mode. And so when it comes to setting these boundaries, we can start with the root chakra, but more so importantly, just knowing how important it is to keep that root chakra healthy.
Speaking of the root chakra and bowel movements, we're going to talk about food.
Oh, great.
So things that may affect your vibration that you may want to set some boundaries with is what you are ingesting during this time. A lot of times we're stocking up on foods from the grocery store. A lot of people are getting processed foods, and that doesn't really assist with raising your vibration. It doesn't assist with the creative process. It doesn't assist with that light that's flowing through you. So being mindful, yes, fresh foods are so important. Yeah. Being mindful of what you're ingesting. You want to ingest things that look like the rainbow, alive foods. That will instantly raise your vibration and tap you into creativity during this time.
So eating colors, y'all, that's the biggest thing, eating colors. One of the things I'm gonna share, which some of us may not wanna hear this, but the easiest way to lower the vibration of your food is with a microwave. So if you're cooking right now, I encourage it, but use that stove, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Throw it on the oven, throw it in the oven, because when you study the microwave, they're using radiation. You know what I'm saying? My grandma used to say, hey, nuke the food real quick. I'd be like, huh? But that was an old school term. But now when you say nuke the food, it's like, I don't want no parts of that. So if you are taking this time to eat healthy, if you are taking this time to cook for yourself, I highly suggest you just take it up that extra notch and spend the extra 10 minutes heating it up the old school way, y'all. That stove is okay. And it makes the food taste a little bit better.
Yes, absolutely. So I know this is also a time where we're supposed to be in the house. We're supposed to be in quarantine and solitude. And the main idea is to practice social distancing. But a lot of times when we're cooped up in the house, depending on what that environment is like, that can also lower our vibration, So it's important to, even though we're not encouraged to get outside too much, get yourself some sun right now. That is the most important thing. If it's even 20 minutes a day, getting outside, even if it's right in front of your house, getting in the grass, getting your feet in the ground, grounding yourself, that would be very beneficial, because the sun fuels our planet. It fuels us. We're like walking plants, and plants need sunlight. When we don't have that, that affects our vibration. That can lower our vibration. It affects our emotions. So getting out into the sunlight, absorbing that, closing your eyes for a minute, just breathing in the air, that will significantly help you.
And there's science behind it. 20 minutes a day in the sun actually increases endorphins. So if you're really just battling with depression right now, anxiety right now, just, 20 minutes sunlight, it'll help tremendously.
And speaking of depression and anxiety, this is one of those times where if you are not used to isolation or anything like that, those feelings, those emotions can be amplified. And just energetically, when we don't really address the emotions like we should, or we have stagnant emotions in the body, that can manifest in the body, and whether it's in pain, or it could manifest in anxiety or depression. So this is a good time to actually acknowledge what's going on within us. And if you notice that people who are calling you, or people who are texting you, or social media is affecting you, that is something you may need to set a boundary within yourself. Social media doesn't make you feel good. So maybe you set a boundary and say, I'm only going to be on social media an hour a day, rather than all day long scrolling, checking out everybody's live. Or maybe I'm not going to talk to somebody during this time, and just letting them know, like, unfortunately, I won't be available during this time. I'm going to work on me, because your energy, your emotions are so important right now.
And if they're a real friend, they'll understand. Only someone who's not a real friend will be like, what you mean you ain't talking to me? You got work on you. But a real friend, they'd want you to invest in yourself. So that right there should show you who should be in your friend circle and who might need to be put in that associate circle.
Mm-hmm. And once again, this is all because everything right now that we're absorbing is going into our subconscious mind. And what's in our subconscious mind can manifest in the physical. So we want to make sure that everything we're taking in, like we mentioned, food, where our attention is, all of that, that's positive, uplifting, and feels good. Because in turn, when we come out of this, what we worked on during this time will manifest in these next coming months or weeks. So it's very important. It's very crucial. This is the time, treat it like a baby. You want to nurture it. You want to spend time with it. You want to love it. And so that it can grow and blossom into something beautiful, our time and our energy.
And before we keep going, are there any questions? Because we kind of like dialogue a little bit. So if there's any questions, y'all, if there's anything you want us to go back over, anything we need to touch on again, please feel free to just drop it in the chat, because sometimes we might talk a little bit fast.
Mm-hmm. Some time for any questions. But boundaries is definitely something I have to set with my family during this time.
So can you give
no offense to my mom, but she was calling every morning trying to tell me all the latest COVID updates. I'm like, ma'am, I don't want to hear this. I'm sorry. I love you. But if you call, send me something funny. And that was a hard conversation to have, because I don't want to tell my mom, like, nope. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. You're right on the money. This is so great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And just to tie in what Tanai was saying, I had to do the same thing. I had some friends who was literally like the Corona hype man. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, man, you see the numbers Corona's putting up right now? I'm just like, dude.
It's not what you need. It's not what you need.
It's not even 9 a.m. yet. Like,
yeah.
Get out of here.
And as I pulled cards for myself, the card assert yourself kept coming up over and over and over again. And for a lot of people who I've been giving readings to, assert yourself, assert yourself. So this is the time to stand in your truth and what you feel. And if you're not feeling something or somebody, that is a boundary that needs to be put up, and that's okay.
Boundaries are good. Boundaries are really good.
Yeah, get off. My in-laws are like that, COVID CNN, shaking my head. Right, this is not the time to absorb more than that. We have enough of that going on. It is too much.
Yeah.
Also, a way that we can work on our vibration is to declutter our space. But before we get into that, let's see. If someone is struggling and reaching out, but I don't have the emotional capacity for that, could you repeat the words to use? So if you are someone who is struggling, my advice, and somebody who's reaching out, because I've been in that position before, I would just say, I understand what you're going through and I appreciate you reaching out, but unfortunately right now, I can't be there for you. And it is what it is, because your energy, it's easy to want to take care of everybody else. I've always been the one to want to jump in and take care of everybody else. But if you are not okay, you're not going to be in the position to take care of anybody else. So just being empathetic. I understand what you're saying. We're all going through it. We're all in the same boat. But unfortunately, girl, or unfortunately, whoever it is, I'm sorry. I can't talk about it right now.
Yeah, just let them know. I need to pour into my own tank right now at this time. And if that's something that, again, if they catch offense to, that should really show them if they have your best interest at heart. But if they truly love you, they'll understand.
Mm-hmm. But everybody, this is the one thing about this time is that everybody, you're welcome. Everybody is in the same boat. No matter who you are, we are all experiencing this together. So if there's ever a time to be understanding, or if there's ever a time that somebody can relate to you, this would be that time. This is the perfect time to express yourself. There's not one person not being affected by this. Let's see.
Might have missed something.
Yeah, okay. You guys are great. I tend to shut down a bit and my boundaries look like just not responding. What are good tools to have in moments that would be healthier? So I would just say expression, because I would say retreating isn't always a bad thing. The reason why a lot of times we retreat is because we don't actually want to acknowledge how we feel and take ownership of that and express it. So it's easier to just be like, oh, I'm not going to deal with this. So I would suggest just being true to yourself, true with your feelings. And if occasionally you feel like you don't have the capacity to confront what's going on and you do need space, that's okay. But like I said, this is a great time to take control of that and say how you feel.
Also, one thing that I always suggest to clients after Reiki sessions, especially when it comes to setting boundaries, a habit that you can do just to automatically have the boundary in autopilot is just checking in with yourself. Mm-hmm. 3 times a day, morning, midday, and evening. And so one of the homework assignments that I'd like to give everyone in here is tomorrow morning, when you wake up, before you even jump out of bed, before you even open your eyes, just take a moment to check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? What kind of day do I want to have? What's going on right now within me? Because so many of us, you know, if we have an alarm clock, we hear that alarm, we jump up and we just automatically in go mode. Right. And so when you just take that moment to just, you know, again, check in with yourself, it just allows you to be above the situations that you're experiencing instead of inside the situations. And sometimes that 2 minutes before you jump out of bed and you have your eyes closed and you're just checking in, breathing, feeling your heart space, you might get messages for the day. You might get clarity and insight on ways you should move and navigate and pour into yourself. Mm-hmm. So do this 3 times a day. Set your alarm if you have to. Just set a timer. Once in the morning, another time at 12 o'clock, and then one more time in the evening. And this will just allow you to stay in tune with that heart space. This will just allow you to stay in tune with your intuition. Most importantly, this will give you clarity, especially as we navigate these times.
Right. Being as present as possible is the most important thing. And also another thing, piggybacking off what you said, is asking yourself, what do I need today? What do I need to do for myself today? And we do this even before we love each other. We want to nurture one another, but it's important that we do this for ourselves.
in that moment, just really do it.
Yeah, honor yourself during this time, because a lot of what we have been experiencing as active is not honored. How we feel right now is a reflection of that, whether it's jobs that we've been hating this entire time, and now you finally are able to realize, I hate my job, to make some changes in my career, or whether it's you've been giving yourself everybody, and now this time of solitude, you have to give to yourself, and you realize that you haven't been doing that. This is the time to honor how you feel.
We'll never get this time back, y'all. This is a beautiful, beautiful time.
We got a question. How often do you guys watch the news? Never. I don't watch the news because I checked in with myself and I realized that it never made me feel good. I wasn't experiencing any positive thoughts or feelings when I watched it. If I do happen to come across the news now, it's on social media, and I figure that whatever I see, that's what I'm supposed to see, and I just run with that.
I'm a little different. I don't check the news, but when I do check it, it's intentional. So I'm into the economy, so I'm always looking at just financial columns, real estate, stock market stuff, the boring stuff. But other than that, I don't just let the news flow on autopilot, because that's the easiest way to let your mood just go right down the toilet. So if I am watching the news, it's probably one set time, 2 o'clock for like 30 minutes, just catching the updates for the day, and then I'm out of here.
And then
But if you are a news person, because I used to be a really big news person, and it took me a while to get off of that cycle. So what I would suggest is having your cutoff time. So if you're the type of person who has the news on for long periods of the day, make an agreement with yourself, and this is just an example, but make an agreement with yourself where you don't watch the news past 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. till 10 o'clock p.m. when you go to bed, that's your time to pour into yourself. That's your time to read books. That's your time to journal. That's your time to exercise. But set that cutoff time if you are a person that, is really tapped in with, the news outlets.
And a lot of this is setting boundaries with ourselves, not necessarily other people, because there's not too many people around right now, but just knowing what you need and don't need for yourself. Anyone else feeling tired, even though we're all homebound? Yeah,
hey.
I think we're all feeling tired. And not only because so I think there's a few reasons that we're feeling tired. One, we're catching up on life. We've been going, no breaks. This is the first time in history, well, not in history, but in our history, that we have had a collective break to breathe, to relax if we can, to acknowledge how we feel, to express ourselves. And so we're just catching up. That's one thing. Two, we're going through a major shift vibrationally as a planet. So when that happens, there is different energy that's coming in, that's assisting us in raising our vibration and shifting who we are as people, changing hopefully into a better species. And that is very energetically taxing. And when we do go through upgrades in that sense, we need to rest. We need to rest so that we can integrate. We need to rest so that we can acknowledge the things that need to be released so that we can integrate more. Lots of sleep is needed right now.
Yeah, don't fight the sleep. Just honor it.
He just woke up from a nap.
I did. I told Tanai, I said, this is crazy. I've been taking a nap every single day.
Baby's napping?
Right. Her and I will be knocked out. I don't know if you follow Tanai on social media, but she's always catching us sleeping. I'm like, I get on Instagram, like, really, babe? You gonna post this? Me and baby knocked out? But yeah, surrender to it, because during this time of rest is when you're upgrading. This is when your spirit is downloading. This is when you are becoming a better person. So surrender to it. Go ahead and be knocked out.
Right. And it's okay, because like I said, we've been going, and we're kind of programmed to be busy, working all the time. And sleep is great. Sleep is a good thing. Crying is a good thing. All those things that we're shamed for and do naturally as human beings are within us for a reason. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's okay. How do you know when you're picking up on energy that's not yours, and how do you get out of it?
Good question. So generally, there's a couple ways to identify this. One of the major ways where you can pick this up is if this energy just randomly comes out of nowhere. Say you're having a great afternoon, and then all of a sudden, you're visiting a friend, and while you're at your friend's house, you just got overwhelmed sadness around you. Mm-hmm. This is a huge indicator that this isn't your energy that you're feeling at this moment. Or you could have a moment where you just hung up the phone with someone, and then after you hung up the phone, you feel very angry. and you don't know why. Everything was going smooth until this phone call. This is another indicator. So there's ways where you can tell if this is your energy or not. The easiest way to tell is if you can identify why you're feeling this way. So if you can identify why you're feeling frustrated, why you're feeling the anxiety, why you're feeling depressed, then that's how you know this is your energy. But if you can't identify why you're feeling this in this moment, then this is an indicator that this is someone else's energy. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you can get that off of you?
Right. So there's ways that you can get out of it. One is first acknowledging that it's not your energy so that you don't continue to be engulfed in it. There's a lot of things that you can do physically to release that energy. You can picture white light washing all over you. That is a great way to cleanse your energy. You can also take a shower and picture that same white light cleansing all over you. That will not only remove that energy, but that can make you feel more grounded, centered. Remember who you are, remember how you feel. Another thing you can do that I like to do energetically is picture a white bubble around me. That actually protects your energy. So when we go outside again, before you go outside, picture a white bubble, or when you start your day, picture a white bubble. Or you can simply say, once you recognize this energy isn't yours, I release all energy that does not belong to me. You just picture it going away or going back to who it came from. And some people might feel like, oh, I don't want to send it back. That doesn't feel good, but it's not yours. Send it back to the person who sent it to you, and they can take care of that business themselves.
Another thing you could do as well is you can also use sage. Palo Santo is really good. But one of the things that I encourage, if this is something that happens to you often, consider tying up your hair. A lot of us don't realize that our hair is almost like an energetic antenna, and our hair actually picks up on the energy that's all around us. Right. Think about it. I mean, your hair comes from your nervous system. And so this is literally your nervous system on the external. So if you're a person that's consistently feeling other people's energy, use that as an indicator that, you know what, maybe a little bit too open right now. And so consider putting your hair in a ponytail, consider wearing a hair.
Wash your hair.
Yeah, wash your hair, wearing a hat rather, hoodie, anything that you can do. Only have your hair down when you're just feeling relaxed, when you're in a comfortable setting, when you're in the comfort of your home with friends, family. But if you're out in these streets, tie that hair up.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I do work, I always have my hair up. Let's see. Thank you. I've been taking so many baths. Just dyed my hair last night.
What color?
Yeah.
That's a
what
big...
What color is it? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
What color is your hair, girl? Ruby red.
Okay, now.
But that makes sense because that's that root chakra energy. With the red hair, though, make sure you're staying grounded. Yep, see, so, the root. So like we said, we're working on that root chakra right now, all of us as a collective. So that seems to be the focus. Set an intention.
Set an intention with that.
With your hair color. One time I dyed my hair purple. My intention was to get creative, get new ideas, put myself out there. Purple is all about that intuition, those intuitive colors. Same, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I was so creative. I was so popping. I had everything flowing that I wanted. And there's definitely some magic in dyeing your hair. And that's a form of like magic in, I would say, color therapy, but even like the colors you wear affect you. And back to the baths, yes, baths can help with releasing energy. So taking salt baths, Epsom salt baths, pink Himalayan salt baths, making your bath time sacred too. That's a good way to wash off the energy. So anything that makes you feel good, if you want to light candles, if you want to put fresh flowers in your bath, set an intention, just speak over your bathtub, I want to release this, or I'd like to call in this. Those are all great things that you can do to help ground you, protect your energy. Say you want this bath to protect you. That's a great way that you can do. Wow, I have long locks. What's the best way to cleanse those? Let's cleanse those from energy that I've been around. Same thing, you can do all those things. Like I said, we like to empower you. So of course you can use all those resources, how we talked about sage, Palo Santo, braid them. That is a good idea because that is a form of like putting them up. Mm-hmm. But wash that white light all over you. That's the easiest thing, just envision it, cleansing your braids. Mm-hmm. And you have the power to do it. Nobody in this room is not able to use that power of visualization or energy. We're all healers, we're all energetic beings, so you can do it. But braiding them is good, or any type of tools that you like as well. And go ahead.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, we're both about to say the same thing.
Yeah, so speaking of cleansing, another thing that you can do to raise your vibration and assist with the collective energy that's going on right now is to declutter your space. A cluttered space is a cluttered mind that can lead to confusion, anxiety, all of that. So just making sure that you are clearing your space. And when you clear your space, what you're actually doing is preparing for new energy. You're preparing for change. This is a huge time of release. So with that huge time of release, that's a huge time for abundance on its way. And I know personally, I want to make space for that. I want to make space for prosperity. I want to make space for happiness. I want to make space for more love in my life. So we've been cleaning up here, getting in all the nooks and crannies, cleaning out the closets, the car, all of that. And you feel lighter once you do that. If you notice how it feels when you vacuum your house or clean your house or clean out your car, then you feel lighter after. And once you do that, you make space for new. And feel personally attacked with the cup.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. But to take it a step further, not only physically decluttering, but energetically decluttering through electronics. And so one of the things that we encourage as well is if you have your cell phone on you 24/7, you know what I'm saying? So many of us are so tapped in with our phone. Well, that device is connected to the entire world. With that device, you can connect with someone in China right now. And so taking time to declutter your phone. Now you're probably wondering, Wes, what the heck does that mean? Well, use this time period to go through your phone book and just start deleting numbers of people that you don't communicate with anymore. Because believe it or not, even the phone number has an energetic connection to others. So say that there's old employers, old coworkers, ex-people that you used to date, friends that you don't associate with anymore, people that just aren't a part of your life, feel free to delete those phone numbers. You will feel so much lighter just by your cell phone alone if you start with deleting some phone numbers, also taking some time to go through your email list. So deleting the email, the spam file, that promo file that just be sitting there with all these emails, delete that. Emails that are older than 3 months old, delete that, let that go. And then lastly, we touched on social media, but social media is so powerful. Take some time to unfollow some folks, y'all. You don't need to follow everybody. You know what I'm saying? So unfollow some of the pages that don't inspire you. Unfollow the pages that don't make you feel good. Unfollow the pages that don't add value, because our subconscious is so tapped in to all these things that's around us. And we have no idea how much our energy is just absorbing stuff 24/7, 24/7. And so delete the excess in your electronics and your phone will feel brand new.
Everything is energy. So whatever you have in there, whatever you're collecting, you're carrying that around with you.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. I just deleted an old contact and I felt a huge release. Yeah.
Yeah. And those whole memories, experiences, all of that. You mentioned earlier that what energy we take in will manifest subconsciously in the body. Did I get that right? Yes, sometimes, especially emotions and how you feel. So as a Reiki practitioner, what I do is assisting in releasing blockages that can manifest from old feelings, stagnant feelings, energy within the body, because a lot of times that does manifest in pain. So say, for example, you have pain in your knee. And you're like, what is this knee pain? What the heck is going on? Well, a lot of times when we actually tap into that energy, it's because of stubbornness, or it's because you are not putting yourself first and compromising depending on which knee it's in. So that could only manifest from storing that energy, storing those emotions, those actions that have been trapped in the body. And there are ways that you can release that. So it is important to be mindful of your thoughts, your feelings, what you're putting in your body, because it starts in the spiritual world and then it does come through into the physical.
Everything on the outside is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So just keep that in mind.
Yes. And repeat that, because that was a good one.
Everything on the outside is a reflection of what's going on the inside.
So yes, look at your surroundings, look at your environment, and if there's something that you are not feeling, look within and see where that may have stemmed from. If there's a relationship and you're constantly being used, what within you do you feel like is attracting people that want to do that? Are you putting yourself first? Are you holding, or are you making yourself a priority in your life? Are you overextending yourself? That can go into anything.
Yeah. And if you want to check in with yourself, you can do it just by simply monitoring your friend circle. Is your friend circle very gossipy? Is your friend circle the type that is jealous all the time? Or is your friend circle very inspiring, very motivating, always uplifting one another? But this is an opportunity, y'all. This is a time that we won't get back. So this is a really good time to observe everything that's in our life. Because when you can just take this time to unplug and observe everything, then you can grow from everything. And so allow all these experiences that you're experiencing right now, not to hold you back, but to allow you to grow.
Right. What we're doing right now by setting boundaries and by learning techniques to raise our vibration and realizing what lowers our vibration is we're setting up good habits for when we come out of this to live a life of flow and abundance and happiness and creativity and prosperity. We have the opportunity to move forward into the life that we have always been dreaming of. So a lot of things that we're experiencing right now could be the things that you have been asking for, but you didn't realize have manifested. A lot of people, I'm not saying this is everybody, but for some people who have been laid off, they didn't like their job anyway. And this is an opportunity to see to visualize what they would actually enjoy doing. For us, our business has been impacted because we're not considered an essential business. So we have been wanting to expand and wanting to grow. And this has given us the opportunity to actually tap into that and see how we can expand and grow outside of the business outside of being so present in there. So we've been asking for it. And now this is the opportunity. Didn't come in the form that we wanted, but it's an opportunity to grow and expand, not only professionally, but personally as well. Some things you just don't miss. That is true. That is true. Also, when we go into going back to decluttering, make sure you cleanse not only your space, but actually your items. So your jewelry, your crystals, those are very important because those hold energy as well. And a lot of times we're just wearing those things all willy-nilly. Don't realize that everywhere you go is collecting energy. So now that we have talked about ways or things that lower our vibration and ways that we can set boundaries not only energetically, but physically, we're going to talk about some things that you can do to actually raise your vibration to assist you in feeling good. Because the point of decluttering, like we said, is to make room for new energy, and ways to bring in that new energy is by raising your vibration. So let's see, my New Year's intention was for everyone to come home to themselves, each other, and nature, and or around ourselves. Didn't realize the universe took us so literally. Right, this is your fault. But I appreciate it because I will take that blessing that you put upon us because it's a full-on level up, and we're not saying it's fun. It's not fun at all, but it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time.
And one of the things too, when you just look at nature, y'all, like, nothing grows in the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about giving birth, when you see a plant sprouting from the soil, when you see a volcano erupting and now there's a rainforest afterwards, nothing comes from comfort. So if you are uncomfortable right now, do not be angry about that, but more so embrace that, because this is an indicator that you're in a growth cycle in your life. And when you're comfortable and your feet's up and you're just chilling, you're not growing. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to grow. Just surrender to it. And when you can just really look at this and appreciate this as, oh, shoot, I'm in a growth period, that will just make everything that you're going through that much easier.
Right. And then also for any of us service workers or anything like that, anybody giving your time and energy, setting boundaries is important too with your clients and professionally. Because this is a time where a lot of people are in need, and a lot of people are wanting time, and they're wanting attention, and they're wanting energy. But your time, your attention, and energy is just as important. So knowing when to say no, or when to say, I'm sorry, that's all of our time, or I can't offer that for you today, or I can't hold space for you today, that is okay. Because yes, we love to be of service and in service, but we are our own number one priority, because I can't help anybody if I don't help myself.
You guys see, whenever you get on an airplane, you can't put on the next person's face mask until you put your face mask on. So treat life the same way.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat the clothes things, like get rid of them or wash them or both? All of it. Yeah. So if there isn't anything that's inspiring you, say you have clothes that even don't fit anymore, or they don't they're not in alignment with the person that you would like to be coming out of the situation, get rid of them.
Yeah.
But also, too, making sure that you wash your clothes, too, especially if you've been around some not so positive energy that can be absorbed as well. So make sure you do wash your clothes. Other than sage, what are ways to create a high vibrational space? Awesome. So that's a great segue into our next topic. So how you can create sacred space for yourself. So there is, there's plants. Wes is a big plant guy. So you want to talk about some plants that can help raise the vibration and that are easy to maintain.
Yes.
Because not all of us got the green thumb like you.
So easy plants that you can take advantage of. Snake plants, really, really good plant to have in your bedroom. This plant actually purifies the air and it helps you sleep better at night. It's one of my favorites. If you are into money and you like abundance, I would suggest getting a money tree. That's a really good one. If you want to get fancy, there's one called the peperonia. It's over there. I'd show you, but I got my hands full right now. But a money tree is awesome if you want to attract abundance, if you want to bring money into your life. Snake plant for rest. Let's see. Pathos. Those are really good plants to have. Those are just beautiful plants, and they actually purify the air. But plants, they're spirits. They raise the vibration. Studies even show when you talk to your plants, they grow even more. They flourish even more. So one of the things that we do is we set intentions with our plants. When I'm watering the plants, I set an intention with them. I'm speaking to them. And this is a beautiful way to attract things, manifest things without even having to do anything other than admiring a beautiful plant in your home. Another thing that you can do, peace lily. Yep.
Bamboo. Yep. Also things that will raise the vibration. We have the salt lounge, but salt lamps, we love them. That is what inspired our space because we noticed every time we had them on, we felt so much relaxed after a long day's work when we were back in corporate America. And they actually do transform negative energy into positive energy. They purify the air and they just look good and feel good. I'm also a big comfort person, so I like comfy blankets. I like things that feel good on my skin. I love candles. I love good music. I love nice lighting. Those can all raise the vibration of your space. Pictures, things, anything that inspires you. So if it's colorful, if it's a quote that inspires you, that can raise the vibration. Of course, crystals and things like that. What else?
I think you pretty much touched on it. Anything that really adds to the vibe, because all of us are unique. So some of us, like Tanai and I, we're both fire signs. So water is something that's important to have around us. Waterfalls are really good for us. Diffusers, if you have a diffuser, having some really good fragrance. I think Tanai's favorite is white tea. That's one of the ones that she loves. So if I'm trying to help her feel good, I splash a little white tea in the diffuser.
White tea, lavender, vanilla.
Tiana got her started.
That is a good combo. I love like a good rose oil. Ooh, what did you say that was good for fire signs? Water.
Yeah.
Put all some of this fire out. And so waterfalls around. What's good for water signs?
Candles. I would encourage having some more of that fire around. So candles are great.
You never go wrong with plants, that grounding energy.
Yeah. Plants are great for whatever sign you are, because that earth is just that earth element, Mother Nature.
Let's see. Okay. Did we answer the question? Yeah. All right. So we talked about being present. So a good way to also raise your vibration right now, because we do have this time, most of us, is connecting with your inner child. So your inner child does not leave you when you were young. It travels with you into adulthood, and that's where our creativity stems from. That's where inspiration stems from. So taking time to actually consciously connect with your inner child. And ways you can do that simply are having fun. So do things that you did, as a child, that can instantly raise your vibration, but also do things that are childlike. So maybe some puzzles, books, playing games, coloring. I love to color. Get yourself a good coloring book and some colored pencils or crayons or markers, whatever that is. I was telling Wes back in the day, I was the hula hoop champ at the county fair. So I should, during this time, bust out my hula hoop and get to rolling again, because that would connect me with my inner child. That was a time of joy. I was proud of myself, and it's good for working that body out. What about you? What do you like to do?
I really, right now, it's a lot of yoga. I want to work out, but I'm just honoring this rest period. So cooking, yoga, Netflix. It's pretty much been my vibe, y'all. And baby, you know what I'm saying? We be laughing and joking all day long.
We can connect to the inner child through our food. So if you're eating foods that remind you of your childhood, that is wonderful, especially if you're cooking it, you're pouring love into it. That is a great way to connect to that inner child. Well, I just pulled out a bunch of my childhood photos. I'm planning to talk to her every day. I've been working on jumper rope. Yes, pancakes. Yes, all of that.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Do talk to your inner child. Also, this is a time that you can heal your inner child if you're ready to face those issues. Say there's something back in the day that may have affected your confidence or affected your relationship with your family. This is a time where you can actually acknowledge that. In a good way that you can is you can speak. If you're somebody who's visual, speak directly to, yes, that shadow work, your inner child, a picture of yourself. Write a letter to your inner child, and just spend some time with them healing. Let them know that it's okay, and that you turned out okay, and that everything's great on this side, and that you acknowledge the pain or the discomfort or the embarrassment, and then move forward. Let's see what else we got. Raising your vibration. We talked about taking showers and baths that will instantly release that energy and help you raise your vibration. But one important thing to do right now is to follow your curiosities. So anything that you have kind of been thinking about, that thing you've been putting on the back burner, but you made all the excuses that you couldn't get to, get creative. And this is the time to learn. Anything about curiosity you got to add to that?
I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory, but
learning. YouTube, there's so much free stuff going on right now. This is free. YouTube's always free. Udemy, bust out that Rosetta Stone, that language that you wanted to learn.
Or if you want to take it up a notch, Soul Work Academy.
Oh yeah. We
have a really cool platform, y'all, where we have courses available, and we have courses from manifesting, courses on Reiki, if you want to learn Reiki. We have some really cool stuff. And a course that we actually haven't launched yet, but you guys are going to get the early scoop on is,
thank you.
Thank you, is a really awesome intuitive workshop for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So we didn't even release this yet to the public. It just got put on Soul Work Academy today. But if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're striving to become an entrepreneur, this is a workshop you do not want to miss, y'all.
Yes, really all the things that Spirit taught us about entrepreneurship, all the tips and tricks. So if you are feeling creative, you are finally wanting to tap into all those gifts that you've been sleeping on, this sets you up for success, because we have to learn the hard way. If I had this, before we start the Salt Lounge, damn.
It's amazing. I mean, you will learn how to tap into the energy of your business, because all businesses are energy. It's almost like your baby. You will just learn how to move from the heart space when it comes to making business decisions. And you will just find so many things that, again, Tanai mentioned, we wish we would have had. We also have a feature on that workshop. So our good friend Tatiana Taro is a part of that workshop. She's an amazing entrepreneur and energy healer as well. But just to let y'all know how much we love y'all, we have a coupon available for you.
Yeah.
So
we'll mention that at the end of the thing. We got a few more minutes and a few more things to touch on.
I was about to give away the good stuff already. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Thank you, Chanel, for putting in Soul Work Academy. And we'll be adding a whole bunch of stuff there. Chakra workshop and tapping into your intuition workshop, all of those things. Because like I said, you are empowered to do these things yourself. It's great to have healers and intuitives and all kinds of people that you can rely on, but you can do it yourself. Not a good business tactic on my end, because I'm telling you, go do that. Go do the damn thing yourself, but you can. So
we're all intuitive. Yeah. We're all spiritual. One of the things that I always like to teach at the end of our workshop is we all have that sixth sense, right? So we all have the major five: taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. We have that sixth sense, which is knowing. We all intuitively know. We know when it's a good idea. We know when it's a bad idea. We know we need to leave the party early, or we need to stay a little bit later. We all know, but we tap into our intuition differently. So if you feel like you're not intuitive, I'm telling you, you are. It's just about identifying how you tap into that energy.
Right, and working.
And you can learn more about that at Soul Work Academy, because we have courses for that too.
Yeah. In addition to what we talked about as far as following your curiosities and creativity, bust out those vision boards, start thinking about the life that you want to live when we come out of this quarantine period. That will instantly raise your vibration, because that gives you something to look forward to. And like we said, everything that's internal will eventually, if you keep that energy up, manifest physically. So if you are wanting to manifest love, you want to manifest a career, a new home, whatever that is, this is the time to start visualizing it, start feeling it, start seeing it now, so that when it does come, you are familiar with it, you can love it, you can embrace it, and not push it away. Also, for those who are into it, get your credit together. This is the time to actually acknowledge your finances, acknowledge what's working for you, what's not working for you, not being afraid to acknowledge the wrongdoings you may have done. Send out those letters that you need to, because when you come out of this, who knows what opportunities may be available to you. Wink, wink. Just intuitively knowing there will be lots of things that will be new and different, and you may want to hop on them. But I think that's all we got. Things that we're doing, last thing that we're doing to raise our vibration. Dancing a lot around here, cooking a lot, laughing. Wes said binge watching. But what we're doing is basically leading with the body, and that will raise your vibration instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Leading with the body.
And you might be asking, okay, what does that mean, leading with the body? So really just listening to what your body needs right now. All of us are different. Sometimes I don't want to shave my head. Sometimes I need to shave my head. It's just all of us are different. But whatever it is that gives you that instant satisfaction, that pleasure, that is what you should be moving into. That's the direction you need to be moving into. If it's, yo, you know what? I need to take a nap right now. Take a nap. If it's, you know what? I'm not doing the dishes tonight. I'm going to just do it tomorrow. Honor it, honor it, honor it. Trusting that first thought is so important right now, because that first thought is your intuition. That first thought is spirit speaking to you. When you hear the mind is that secondary thought. No, it's not a good idea. I don't want to wake anybody up. That's the mind talking. But the first thought is, you know what? Let's play some old school. Let's have some fun right now. Honor that, you guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be so much more rewarding this whole time period if you can just lead with the body. And so those are some ways you can do so.
And like we said, we are setting you up, and you are setting yourself up. We aren't doing it to live in a life of flow after all of this, and happiness. If you're unhappy right now, this is the time to acknowledge why you aren't, and take control of it and change your life.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Thank you guys. Looking forward to taking advantage. Yes, yeah. So many virtual workshops. So you can find us if you are ever in Long Beach at the Salt Lounge here in Long Beach, on Instagram at the Salt Lounge LB, also the saltloungelb.com. We are offering virtual workshops, so we do meditations. We just did a series called Homeschooling with the Holders, the Love Holders. That's what we go by. Which helps you tap into your intuition, teaches you how to meditate, all kinds of things.
Teaches you about chakras. Mm-hmm. It's fun, and that's all available.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing that one again. That was a live series. Also, you can find us on Instagram. I am Dopeness Divine on Instagram.
And I am _King Wizard _. Lastly, we have a really fun, she's holding my hand, she's saying goodbye too. We have our full moon meditation, which is going to be virtual this month. So it's always in person at the Salt Lounge, and it sells out every single month. But this month it's going to be held virtually. So if you are into attending our full moon meditation, that is going to be happening on the 7th. Bless you.
Bless you, baby.
You can grab a slot at the saltloungelb.com.
Just curious, why is work spelled work? Because we want you to have fun with it. It's not work, like heavy work. It's like work it. Work, that's so work. So that, yes, work. That's why it is spelled that way, because it is deep work, but it's also fun work, because we're going to have fun with it. And our goal is to make this whole spiritual thing digestible and fun. And yes, it can be heavy at sometimes, but you can have fun with it. Let's see. Okay, thanks. That's perfect. Thank you. Could you repeat your Instagrams one more time? Yes, we can put them in the chat too. Mine is Dopeness Divine. That's DOPENESSDIVINE.
And mine is King Wizard, but I had to put some underscores in there because you know how it is. So it's underscore 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 King Wizard. It's KINGWIZARD, and then underscore underscore underscore.
Right. And also, we did have a coupon for you. I'll put in the chat too. If you do go to Soul Work, we are offering for this group, this will probably be the last couple of days of this, half off all of our workshops. So if you use half off 50, you'll get half off our Reiki course, half off our manifestation course, which is very bomb. We are master manifestors, and that new Tatiana Tarot workshop. So I'll put it in for you. It's half off.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Yeah. We had a lot of fun. And again, if you ever come to Long Beach, do not be a stranger. Come visit us at the Salt Lounge.
Yes, it's workshops right now before we cut it off.
Yeah, so if you want to learn Reiki, you take advantage. This is a good one.
But thank y'all. Thank you.
So I've dropped off everything, all their contacts in the chat. So take a screenshot. Their Instagram is at the Salt Lounge and at Dopeness Divine and at 3_ King Wizard 3_. The links to their website is up there, saltloungelb.com, and then soulworkacademy.com. Coupon is half off 50. So definitely check out any of their stuff. And if you have questions, you want to connect, definitely book sessions with them, healing sessions, manifestation sessions, Reiki sessions, all of it. Such a good high vibe energy. And we really need it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting.
Hello. I don't know. I think maybe either we got booted or some connection issue, but feel free to stay around here and chat for a little bit. I'll get off camera, and basically we have a bunch of links for different events that are coming up for the next couple of days too. So if you go to www.wellsaid.co/events, you'll be able to see all the other workshops that are coming up. And my name is Shanila. You can connect with me. If you'd like to host a workshop, or you know somebody who would love to host a workshop, message me. I won't be on the socials for the next couple hours, but tomorrow, boundaries. Tomorrow I'll respond to anybody who would love to host. And thank you, Tanai. Thank you, Wes. Thank you for being here, and much love to you.